Hello, welcome back. This is the Love After Lockup Season 2, Episodes 2 through 5 review. Obviously, spoilers if no one has had a chance to actually watch this series. Well, don't be spoiled if you don't want to watch. As always, hope you guys are having a good day, so let's get this started. So a lot happened and over the course of the 4 episodes, obviously. So I guess we'll go ahead and start with Scott and Lizzie. So in episode 1, she got out. Episode 2, she got out, or whatever. She gets out, and they end up going to a hotel after they hit a gas station, and literally she spends like $130, almost $131 at a gas station buying stuff, which is a lot. It's a lot of stuff. And of course, she wanted lottery tickets too. And I was just kind of like, I understand that Scott said that she could buy whatever she wanted, but limit yourself. Who goes in and spends $130 at a gas station? Okay, so after that, they end up back at the hotel and they go swimming, and Scott's just kind of wandering around saying that he feels ignored, rejected. He feels like she's not paying him any attention. And so because she looked down, okay. Apparently she was mad and that upset him or something. So they end up making up, and she says that it's all in his head, that he thought she was mad at him. And then he just says, I hope this is real and whatever. And then she basically shaves off his hair and his beard and literally his mustache. It just, he looked younger and he looked weird because, you're so used to seeing him with facial hair and a lot of hair, and it was just gone. But it was for their first date that they were going to have, which obviously we didn't get to see. So obviously in the next few episodes we'll see that, I would think. So Lizzie says that she is a born-again virgin, and she wants to get to know Scott before they have sex, which is whatever. I'm whatever. But then Lizzie makes this comment saying that, if her daughter doesn't approve of Scott, and if her daughter has issues with Scott, then, well, that's her daughter, and her and Scott don't need to be together. And all I kept thinking was, as she was saying all this, is this man has literally spent 3 years of his life waiting for you to get out of prison. He has sent her $90,000 over the course of 3 years. And honestly, if she chose to do drugs, that was on her. Even if he knew that she had bought drugs with the money, it's still her decision. Do I think that it's a little enabled? Yes. But he vowed to take care of her, and it was still her choice to do the drugs. And I don't really think that Lizzie's daughter, Jasmine, understands that, is that we are responsible for our own decisions, not anyone else. He probably gave her the money saying, okay, well, you messed up this time, but you said you're fine. And then she turned around and did it anyways. That's him being naive. And then that's her just spinning whatever she had to say. If her and Scott don't last, I think I will be really pissed, to be honest. Not that I think it's real, but I would really hate to think that a daughter that she has no relationship with until recently, like today, that has so much say-so in her relationship with Scott. So whatever, I'll see what happens. Obviously, there's still 51 episodes, and I'm about to be on episode 6, so I still got to get there. All right, so now we're gonna jump over to Matt and Caitlin. So in the first obviously in the first episode, Caitlin is moving out of her house because she got kicked out because her family would not approve of her relationship with Matt. Not that they had anything really to say because they were into drugs and she had no family structure, but whatever. So they end up staying at his mom's house, but before they get there, she has to go pick him up, and the police officer is basically telling her that she can't be on the premises. She can't pick him up there. Then she needs to follow them. They're gonna drop them off at some gas station. I don't know. Are people like that? Are police officers like that after you've been told something else? I don't know. Obviously, I've never been in this type of situation before, so I was just kind of like, well, they kind of signed a little prickish. But I mean, if that's their job and the people who, you call and talk about all of that stuff, they don't know, then that's fine. I was just saying that from the watcher's perspective, they kind of seem like pricks. All right. So, anyway, so after she finally gets Matt and they end up in the woods in a cabin and they have a lot of sex, um, she starts to kind of, oh, and then he proposes to her with a flower, whatever. She's not ready for marriage. She wants to get their finances in order. He has been in and out of prison for like 6 years. Apparently, he started going to juvie when he was like 15, and then he was in a halfway house, and then he went to jail when he was 21, and now he's getting out, and because he chooses to be high, because he gets stuck. Sounds like he needs to go to a treatment center. I don't think I have any other way to say that. Am I worried for Caitlyn? Yes. Matt seems like the type of person that if you tell him no, it's not a no. It's yes and very forceful. And I'm a little worried. I actually am a little worried. But, hopefully that's not the case. I hope. Because he says that he gets stuck and he chooses to go and get high and he has to go away. And I don't know. And he thinks that Caitlyn is going to make that better for him. But it's his own choice not to go off and get high and do meth and end up back in prison. It's not anyone else. So I already kind of feel like this is a codependent relationship because she has nothing else to fall back on. If her and Matt don't work out, she has nowhere else to go. She has no home to go to, and that would be it. She has no family that will talk to her from what she said. So I don't know. Not really a lot happened between them besides him getting out and them having sex and a lot of sex, and they end up going a little shopping, and then they end up back at his mom's house, and from there she's like, you need to get a job, and he's getting a tooth fixed, a tooth refilled, just the basic stuff. Nothing really to comment besides I feel like he's going to be very angry all the time. But let's get to move on. So now we need to get over to, all right, so we're going to do Brittany and Marcelino. Now, Marcelino, you meet them in like episode 2, I think, or episode 3. And basically he is from the Marines and he has chosen to be celibate until he has found a woman, and that woman is Brittany. She was in prison for robbery and conspiracy of robbery. And she gets out, and they end up going out, to a nice dinner after they have sex. And he asks her a question that basically is, where do you see us in 5 years? What are your expectations? And she said, what really anybody else would say in a new relationship, that she doesn't expect them to be anywhere, in the sense that she just wants to live life, and, expectations lead to disappointments. Like if he wants them to have 3 kids, that may not happen. It may not fall in the cards for them. They might even last 5 years. And she just said that she prefers to really live in the moment, and you take it one day at a time, and whatever happens, happens. And he didn't really like that. And then, of course, while she's trying to talk, they're talking over each other, and then he basically tells her that if she would shut up and listen and stop talking, then he would be able to get his point across. And then when he asks if she's listening, she says that she was, and he says, you're not, because you're still talking. And I I was like, no, no, no. She told him that he wasn't gonna talk to her that way. And I'm gonna tell you this, you ain't gonna talk to nobody that way. That is rude, and that is very forceful and demanding, and that is pushy. You know, I understand that he likes to have stuff planned out. She just got out of prison. There is no guarantee they're going to last 5 years. There's no guarantee that she'll give him kids. There's no guarantee they'll have a house in 5 years. All of this stuff is just he's wanting answers about stuff she doesn't even know. And I don't know. I was like, all right, whatever, dude. So, of course, when you see them again, he has apologized to her, and they're meeting her ex bunkmate, Sasha, who got out before she did, and she was actually living in the area. And they went to a really nice place, and apparently he got mad that she was late. I don't know what everyone's definition of late is, and don't get me wrong, I am extremely impatient. I am. My patience line is like this. It is so thin. Like I hate waiting for doctors. I hate waiting. I mean, I just hate waiting. But obviously I have kids, so patience is a virtue. But 5 minutes late is not late. 30 minutes late is late. An hour is late. Okay? So if she doesn't get there, she didn't get there when he deemed it appropriate for her to get there. Okay? So here's where I kind of really don't like Marcelino no more, because he said that family is the people who are there for you, not your friends that you make in jail, not the friends that you have out here. Those people are not family. And that's what he said. And Brittany, she has been a runaway since she was 12. So her parents were alcoholics, and basically she didn't have food. She never had food. All of the money went to alcohol for her parents. And she had nothing. And she said strangers were the people who helped her. Strangers. People who had no obligation to help her, didn't even need to help her. You know, they were the ones who were there. Now I'm going to say this. I understand that Marcelino, he grew up in a different background, but when your family is toxic and you have nobody, sometimes the friends that you have become family. And I say that in the sense that, you know, I had friends that were family. We don't talk now, but when I needed them, they were family. Obviously, crap happens and I don't trust people anyways. So when they let another, and now we don't talk. But at that one point in time, they were exactly what I needed. And so for him to sit here and say that Sasha being in, you know, Brittany's life shouldn't even count for anything, and he's basically kind of being very territorial. I don't think that she's going to really deal with that. I really hope she doesn't. Being possessive and territorial gets you absolutely nowhere in a relationship. So now we're going to move on to Clint and Tracy. And dear God, am I so tired of Clint telling Tracy that she is his goddess. I swear he said it 10 times within a 5-minute ratio of scenes. It was my goddess, my goddess, my. I was like, shut up. Just, I was so done. So, I don't really know what to say about Clint and Tracy. They met for the first time when she got out, and that was like episode 5 or 6, and I mean 5, I think it was like episode 4 or 5. She gets out and she's like, I want to get my hair done. And he ends up spending $350 for her to go back to being blonde, to get it hair dried, to get it washed. $350. I must be cheap. I probably get my haircut a lot less than I should, because $14 to me, I don't know. Maybe it's just me. I mean, $14 is fine. And I don't really have a lot of time to really have someone watch the kids because they're so young. But, you know, I can't even drop like $40 on myself without thinking if this is if this is really what I need, like $350. I just could not. I couldn't. So, of course, she also sends him out to get pomegranate mango body wash and a dress and shoes and, all of this other stuff that, because they're getting married tomorrow. They're literally getting married, like, literally in, like, an episode or two, I think. That is basically what they said, is that she was getting out and the next day they were getting married. He proposed to her. They went to a really nice restaurant and he was like $13 for mac and cheese. And the dude is not money. He doesn't have money per se. He's kind of like Scott. He doesn't know how to tell his girl no. And so they just keep spending money and money until they basically don't have it. And that's not a good thing. But whatever, it's not my relationship. Sometimes you just need to say no. Okay, now before we get to Michael and Megan and Sarah, let me get something to drink. If you guys haven't tried this, this is the new this is the major melon, right? It's watermelon Mountain Dew. It's actually really good. You can't drink a lot of it all at once, but whatever. Just in case anyone was looking for something new to drink. Yeah. So, okay, so Michael, Megan, and Sarah. Michael and Sarah are married. They got married while he was in prison, and he got engaged to Megan because that's his queen. And he is only with Sarah because they have a 2-year-old daughter together. And I don't really know. Okay, well, obviously, neither one of them know about each other. He has been unfaithful in the past, and Sarah thought they were over that, and when they got married, it was fine, and then it was whatever. So, before we get out of there, Megan is a virgin. She is saving herself for Michael, and Michael is just waiting to see Megan, basically. So Megan buys the plane ticket, and she's literally she's at the airport 2 hours before her flight is supposed to leave, and he calls her and says that do not come to pick me up. He has a surprise for her, and well, she doesn't know that Sarah was the one that went to pick him up. And then when Michael gets out, he basically is like, yeah, I gotta go. And Sarah, I guess that Sarah kind of, I don't know if she realized or if it kind of clicked in her head that this dude is not worth staying around for. She said that if he left, don't expect her to be there. I come and pick you up, then you should be here, and all of this, all of that. I'm gonna say this. I don't think that Sarah is the type of woman to withhold him from seeing his daughter. Obviously, he is more than welcome to see his daughter. He should be. Obviously they go through a divorce. He needs to get a job, and he needs to be supporting his 2-year-old. Now, normally I am whatever about child support, but when you're married, that is an entirely different story. He needs to get a job. He needs to be sending money for his daughter. And, so Sarah doesn't have to keep doing the single mom stuff without the financial help. Michael is only staying with Sarah because that's what he feels. He feels like she'll keep him from seeing her, their daughter. And I don't think that Sarah's like that. I don't know Sarah, obviously, personally, but I don't think that she would be like that. And I don't think that it's really fair for him to be engaged to Megan while being married to Sarah, and it's just say, oh, we're together, and it's kind of like you're cheating. If he's not going to get divorced from Sarah, that it's still cheating. It's cheating no matter which way you look at it, because he's not dropping anybody. If you can't live a double life like that and think it's okay, because it's not. And if I was his mom, I would have totally dropped the ball on Megan. I am not playing. I will not play that crap in my house. No. If my kids start bringing dudes around and they're still dating the other dude, I will flat out tell them, because I don't do that cheating stuff. It's not funny. It's not cute. It is extremely disrespectful to the people who do fall in love with you and do see a future with you, and you're over there playing. Sorry. Nah. So I honestly am excited to see this blow up Michael's face. Um, it was a very interesting 4 episodes. It is a lot to take in. So obviously, if you guys want me to go back doing 3, just let me know. But it's just easier this way, so there's not a lot of videos. I guess that's it. I don't think I missed anything. I don't think I missed any couple. It was just a lot of BS happening, and a lot of concern, and a lot of drama. So, when I get what is it, 6 through 8, 9, and 6, 7, 8, 9. When I get through with 6 through 9, I'll do a video then. So I guess until then, you guys have a good day.